Sad, really, isn't it? People spend all their time making nice things, and other people come along and break them.
Nerdrotic.com.
This is for my Brits. I don't know how much punishment you guys can take. You are always known for being the polite, calm, and reserved society. I observed it in my many trips over there. You are some of the most polite people I've ever seen on public transportation, but I don't know how much you can take. And I do apologize in advance for the news I'm going to bring you in this video. While you are not essential, apparently pretend is, make believe is, and so is the first female doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen because she is back on the job while you are not. Now, before we get started, if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help, and I thank everyone for your continued support. Doctor Who starts shooting next season. Executive producer Matt Stevens promises plenty of surprises. The first surprise would be making a decent episode of television, which I don't think you're capable of. Now, on the heels of The Timeless Children, the worst episode of Doctor Who in its history, one of the lowest rated in its history, and the most damaging to any franchise of any franchise's history. Let's go down memory lane, shall we? There was once a little British science fiction show called Doctor Who, and the first Doctor was played by William Hartnell. It ran for 26 seasons from November 23rd, 1963 to December 6th of 1989. Over that time, it became a British cultural icon and ingrained in their society. So much so, it was revived in 2005 and became one of the most popular shows in the world at its peak right around its 50th anniversary. And as with all things, when they get popular, it was invaded by social justice warriors, NPCs, political correctness, and partisan political agendas. It started to go really woke towards the end of the previous showrunner's tenure, Stephen Moffat, but then they dialed it up to 11 in Series 11 with showrunner Chris Chibnall and the first female doctor played by Jodie Whittaker.
You're the cause of this disaster.
Despite the high ratings from the very first episode due to the curiosity factor, it has been a complete disaster. And what do they do when faced with such failures? They continue to try to fit a square peg into a round hole and double and triple down. And that's what was done with this show by undoing 50 plus years of canon, established canon, and undoing the previous 12 doctors' histories and undoing their importance by making an infinite number of doctors. The doctor can even regenerate into an amoeba and a dog now, and replacing William Hartnell with a little black girl who didn't utter a single line of dialogue, all in the name of intersectional feminism. The ratings cratered on both sides of the pond. The show was in complete collapse. Fans were fleeing in droves, yet that's not going to stop the BBC because editorially, Doctor Who has never been better, and they are going to forge ahead and continue their work while the average British citizen cannot. Shooting is underway on the new season of Doctor Who. The first female doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen, is once again playing the titular time traveler on the UK science fiction show. I saw what you did there. Because of the added time and protocols required due to the coup, the team will be completing a total of 8 episodes rather than the usual 11, which is less than her male counterparts because the BBC really believes in women. I have no doubt the new restrictions are making it very hard to produce such crap because obviously they have to try to make things this bad. But I heard they were going to get fewer episodes anyway because Series 11 was such an abysmal failure. I guess we'll never know, and we'll just have to take them at their word. In this strangest of years, the Doctor Who production team have worked wonders to get the show back into production. Hey, I wonder why it's back in production, considering that both of our entertainment industries are overly concerned with optics, rightly so. They are into visual storytelling, and image is everything. But we have a saying over here, and you might have it too, that's not a good look. And well, England set to enter 1-month national lockdown as COVID cases surge. Film and TV shoots can continue. England is set to enter a second national lockdown. We are already 2 weeks into it. In the face of surging COOF numbers, the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced this evening everything except essential shops and education settings will be closed from Thursday, November 5th until December 2nd. But somehow make-believe is essential, but your restaurant, your bookstore isn't. From Thursday until the start of December, you must stay at home, Johnson told the nation in a special news bulletin on the BBC. Scotland and Wales had already introduced lockdowns in their countries. In some positive news for workers, the government did announce today that its furlough scheme will be extended until December. Now, you guys over there use words a little differently than we do, and I understand that. Pants are actually underwear when they're just pants to us, and trousers are pants when they're still pants. And of course, you guys like to throw a U in a couple of words when we don't think it's necessary, like color or favorite. I do prefer your pronunciation of aluminium over anything else. But when I hear the word scheme, that doesn't really inspire trust, especially when it comes from the government. But don't worry, the scheme is on. The latest measures mean that any cinemas, theaters, and entertainment venues that weren't already closed will now need to close. The government confirmed later in the evening that film and TV shoots will be able to continue. Schemes. Showrunner Chris Chibnall, good old Chibi, said in a statement,
You're the cause of this disaster.
"We're thrilled to be back making the show, given the complexity of making Doctor Who." The complexity! Wow, that is a bit of a stretch. How complex is it to have the first female doctor played by Jodie Whittaker, who we will lovingly call Dr. Karen, lecture us about the environment? It seems to come pretty natural. Now, I will say that it was probably a pretty complex move to turn a show that once was entertaining for everyone into a partisan political platform for political correctness and intersectional feminism. I'll tip the hat to you there. And with the new rigorous COOF working protocols, it's going to take us a little longer to film each episode, meaning we expect to end up with 8 episodes rather than the usual 11, which is fewer episodes than they gave her male counterparts, but the BBC believes in women. But rest assured, the ambition, the humor, fun, and scares you expect from Doctor Who will not return like they haven't over the last 3 or 4 years. Will all still be firmly in place. Well, again, I think that's a bit of a stretch considering I've watched every episode and none of those things has happened. For everyone around the world, this is a challenging period, but the Doctor never shirks from a challenge and seems to be woefully unaware of the optics of this situation, and that's why I'm making a video on it. We are so thrilled to have unlocked the Tardis, dusted down the Sonic. Well, considering how it's shaped, I don't think there's a lot of dust on it, just saying. And be able to start filming again for the next season of Doctor Who, said executive producer Matt Strevens. The amazing production team, crew, and cast have worked wonders to get us shooting again in these challenging times, and they've also worked wonders in destroying such a beloved show of 50 plus years. It's going to be as fun-filled and action-packed as ever, lied Matt Strevens, with plenty of surprises. So while the British populace, soon to be followed by the United States, has a lot of time to think about stuff, go through the past and see how great Doctor Who was, the BBC has decided to remind you all exactly what happened last March and rub it in your face. Join us next Monday for a special watch-along of The Timeless Children to celebrate Doctor Who Day. Mark your diaries for 7 p.m. GMT, 23rd November 2020.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Hell no. All this while the BBC struggles with huge backlog of customers canceling £157 TV license fee. The BBC has been criticized after some customers struggled to cancel their license fees due to the broadcaster taking more calls than usual. The corporation admitted to the Express.co.uk that its phone lines were experiencing an overwhelming amount of calls. I wonder why. This has resulted in a backlog of people being delayed as they opt out of paying the £157 annual fee. Rebecca Ryan, campaign director at Defund the BBC, hashtag Defund the BBC, said the online form says customers have to call, but then the call system says to go online as all agents are busy before hanging up. She told express.co.uk the BBC appears to be deliberately preventing people from canceling their TV licenses by bouncing them back and forth between the website and call center, neither of which are currently functional. Well, I have a suggestion to lighten the load a little bit. Cancel Doctor Who, because it's the furthest thing from essential. And I'm very happy to see the British public showing the BBC that they don't feel represented or heard. And the same goes for Doctor Who fans. We have seen Hollywood and the BBC play their part in all the divisiveness going on in both of our countries. And to use Doctor Who as a tool for division is absolutely shameful. And what's more shameful is to have pretenders running around there playing make-believe while the British populace has to sit at home and watch billion-dollar corporations thrive. Now, there would have been a time I would have made an argument for Doctor Who in this situation because it used to be such a force for good, but it is light years from being what it once was, and so is the BBC. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, I thank you for listening this long. I'll see you in the next video.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.